All right, it's the month of May, and that means there should be fish on the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. Let's find out together. All right, it's definitely windier than the forecast was calling for today. It's pretty rough out here. I'm sure you can't tell in the video. Hopefully it calms down, but we're gonna give it a go. We'll start with this limbo slice matrix shad on a 3/8 ounce death grip jig head, just because it's what I had on for my last trip. I'll definitely make a change if needed. Water clarity is good, but not great, which is really perfect. I don't want water that's super clear out here, and that's definitely a possibility. I launched in Madisonville. The water there was really, really good, but it's got a little stain here in the lake. I'm starting on the west side of the southbound span. I just personally like this side better. I don't know why. Seems like I catch more fish on this side. We've got a falling tide, so right now I'm fishing against the current, but I will switch if needed. Really love fishing this place. It's super challenging. You can catch specks, reds, and flounder. And every time you fish it, you got to put the puzzle together. See if we can figure something out today. All right, no bites on the outside. I'll make a move to the inside. Fish with this tide. Tide's really, really meager. Not moving much at all. Oh, there's a fish. There we go. Oh, look at that. Freshwater cat. Freshwater cat. Not exactly what I had in mind to start the day. He's not big, but I'm tempted to keep him because he will be tasty to eat, and I am keeping fish today. Well, not the start I wanted, but it is a start. All right, when you're not getting bit at the causeway, absolutely crucial to try different things. So I'm making a change to a Pro's Choice soft stick bait in crab oil color. Had great success with this bait out here. Let's see if they want it today. Oh, there he is. There he is. Croaker. Not the target species, but what the target species eats. Oh, there's a fish. That's a good one. There we go. That's a good trout. Nope, not a good trout, just foul hooked. Oh, there's a good one. All right, that's a good fish. There we go. Ooh, that might be a redfish or a really nice trout. I'm thinking red. Or foul hook trout. I'd love to see this fish. I hope it's a trout. Foul hook trout, but it's a keeper. All right. There we go. First keeper trout of the day. We'll add him to the mix with our freshwater cat. All right, remember I mentioned the key to this is putting the puzzle together. You gotta look for subtle hints. Both the trout I caught, now granted they were foul hooked, both of them are on the back side of this piling. Not this exact one. I've been moving along the bridge, but basically they both came casting right adjacent to that piling and working it back toward this one. So that's kind of where I'm gonna focus now. See if it's just a fluke or a trend. It's getting windier. Definitely bumpier. Wind's picking up. was hoping it would die, but it's going in the other direction. It'll be a painful ride back to Madisonville, which I might be having to take sooner rather than later, just because of how rough it's getting. Trolling motor don't want to stay in the water. Man, it's getting rough. All right, it's just too rough. I gotta head in. My boat can't handle this. Wind's picking up. It's blowing 15 at least right now. Obviously, the lake's wide open. I'm at the 6-mile mark from the North Shore. Good news is that I launched in the Tchefuncte. We might be able to catch some bass in the lower Tchefuncte. Let's go try that. It's always a great option. All right, as you can see, I'm at the mouth of the Tchefuncte, down here just south of Madisonville. Tide is still barely trickling out. It's right at the end of the fall. But I'm gonna try and catch a bass or two to finish off my day. I'm throwing a Texas rig Zimmer swimmer. I think this color is candy bug. Throwing it up on the edge of these lilies. Typically down here at the mouth of the Tchefuncte, there's a lot of bass, but they're not big. And they definitely bite better on a fall than on a rise. Wish I'd been here an hour ago. I think the fishing probably would have been pretty good. Might luck into one or two though. Back here, tucked behind these trees, it seems flat calm. It's actually quite warm in this sun. The water's really, really nice in here. Ooh. Oh, there he is. Man, I haven't been fishing long at all. Good night. That's a big, big bass. That's a beast. That's a beast for down here. Good Lord. The Zimmer swimmer strikes again. It's at least a 3. Good night. That's a 4. That's a 4-pound bass. That's a tank for the Tchefuncte. Well, I was hoping to catch a fish, wasn't expecting to catch this fish. Just an absolute beautiful fish. Just a monster for the Tchefuncte. Not a ton of fish that size down here at Madisonville. You catch some really good fish more upriver, but that fish didn't look like a Madisonville fish. Had a big head, skinny body. Usually the fish down here look like marsh fish, shorter, fatter, but you never know. He might have migrated down from somewhere upriver. That's why I like to launch down here in Madisonville if I fish the causeway, because this is always an option. If it gets too windy, let's come up here and do this. Oh, by the way, if you do plan to come launch in Madisonville to fish either the causeway or this area, you do have to get a permit to launch there. It's only 20 bucks. It's available in the town of Madisonville. There's a little convenience store right on the corner, right before you get here. You can't miss it. It's got kind of an old time theme. They sell them there, 20 bucks. If you don't pay, you will get ticketed. And the permit you get is good for the calendar year. So you can launch here all the way through the end of December. Ooh, oh, you dirty dog. That was another hit. That was a good fish. A good hit at least, but I missed him. Oh, God. Well, it could have been a brim. Something bit my tail off. Could probably still catch fish on this thing without the tail. My confidence level is just a lot higher with the tail attached. And like I said, they do have a lot of really small bass around here, so that could have been what that was. Or a brim, or a sockeye, who knows. Actually, I have caught redfish down in this area. I don't think that's what that was, but always a possibility. Remote, but a possibility. You see this channel coming through the lilies out of this backwater cut. Definitely looks like a promising area. Probably would have been even more promising an hour ago. A little bit earlier in this tide. It's pretty well dead now. Falling maybe a little bit, maybe trickling out, maybe still trickling. Definitely not racing. Of course, the good thing about fishing down here is the incredible, incredible scenery. So beautiful. Look at this gar. Look at this guy. Bumped him on the nose. I wish redfish were as bold as gar. Here's one. Oh, there he is. Oh, another really good bass. Another really good one. I mean, not as big as the other one, but for Madisonville, this is a really good bass. All right. I mean, that's a 2-pounder. That's a good fish for down here. Look how dark, just beautiful. Beautiful fish. Another one on the Zimmer swimmer. Woo! This is just such a fantastic plan B. I mean, catching some big trout at the Causeway would definitely be nice. But you know, it's springtime. Forecast today was for no wind. Yesterday it did not blow at all. I checked the lake midday, it was literally 0 miles per hour. Not the case today. Now this is all very close to my home, so I didn't have to go far. But if you are coming far, it's just nice knowing that you can do this if the lake gets too rough. And this is a ton of fun. Admittedly, this is the first time I've fished this Zimmer swimmer here. I mean, I didn't discover this bait until maybe 2 months ago. The first time I've fished this area since then. But this thing, man, it just produces fish. It does everywhere. Everywhere I fish it, it produces fish. And for those who want the particulars, I got it on a 4/0 extra wide gap hook below a 1/4 ounce tungsten bullet weight, 30-pound braid mainline, and 15-pound soft steel fluoro. And you can see I'm not doing anything really earth-shattering, just working the ledge on the edge of these lilies. Another bait I've had great success with doing this in this area is a Pro's Choice fluke. Fish weightless and weedless. And of course, if you get here first thing in the morning, it's too windy to go fish the Causeway, come throw a frog in all this stuff. You will definitely get bit. You have a lot more blowups and hookups, but it'll be a blast. I mean, that's like the perfect density of lilies for frog fishing. In fact, I'm kind of talking myself into maybe coming to do a video on that. Haven't been out here in a while and it all looks really, really good. Water clarity's absolutely perfect. Gorgeous. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call this trip. Definitely didn't go the way I had planned, but that's all right. There's always options here in South Louisiana. And hopefully I gave you some if you intend to come fish this area. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the Marshman Masson channel on YouTube. If you wouldn't mind, share the video with somebody else you think would also enjoy it. Would definitely appreciate that. And until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh or in a river or the bridge, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson.